Hi, I'm Captain Jeff Lanigan, South Metro Fire, Station 44. Welcome to Station Saturday. Come on in, let's show you around. So this is our station. It was built in 1986. We sit at Lincoln and Peoria in South Metro Fire District. We were one of the original buildings built out here in Meridian. We're right next to I-25 and 470 sitting down Lincoln. It's a station that has progressed over the years in an area that's rapidly developing, and that still goes on today. This station is a little unique in South Metro's district. Where we sit on the southern edge of Centennial Airport, and Centennial is pretty important, and we'll talk about that here in just a little bit with one of the units that is outside. I think a lot of people are pretty interested in that unit since it's brand new. But Centennial Airport is, one of the busiest general aviation airports in the country, and we service that from the south side with one of our fire trucks. What's interesting is, no, we don't sit on the airport. We still run day-to-day calls, taking care of the buildings in the area. But since it's a non-indexed airport, meaning they don't sell tickets, such as, you can't go online and buy a ticket to fly. Indexing, when they index an airport, the FAA now gets involved, and they provide funds for on-station support for fire suppression, and those fire stations are bought and paid for by the FAA as well as the fire trucks. Ours is a little unique, where we really have a great working relationship with the airport, and we continue to grow what our service and capabilities are with the airport. So we just got 2 brand new ARF trucks for the airport, and that's through a great partnership. But we'll get to those in just a minute. As we come into the station, one thing that is unique about this station as opposed to some of the other stations that may have been on Station Saturday in South Metro is a watch desk, and we have the only really watch desk that's left. Back in the day, a watch desk, and a lot of fire departments still use a watch desk. Somebody sat here, they could answer the phone, greet the person that was coming to the door. They'd also answer the alarm, so if there was a call, they could alert the station, open the bay doors, tell everybody kind of what they needed to do, and then respond. We've kind of turned it into more of a work desk, but we still kind of like the watch desk. The doors still function, all that kind of stuff, but now everything's pretty automated in how we receive calls. It's a charging station, there's a radio out here, things like that. We can kind of hear what's going on. As you come into the day room, every firehouse has a day room, and ours is no different than a lot of firehouses. It's a place we don't get to spend a lot of time at, watching TV and stuff. But what we do sometimes do is we're fortunate enough in this station and at South Metro that our TVs are hooked to a computer. So we are training here maybe more online or with the video we're watching together, and we're here ready to respond to a call, as well as getting some training in, something on a video, things like that. We've got typical things like a firehouse has, although ours is a little bit different. We've got some wall art, and this is telling you a little bit about the runways and stuff that goes on an airport to keep our minds kind of fresh. Some history to the department. We were a Parker station when we started, and we were the 4th station that Parker built, and it's grown into now we are part of South Metro and 30 stations here now. So, but we still have a little bit of history with Parker, and then a lot of the different aircraft or military folks that we get to meet at Centennial, and we trade some patches. And then up top, just like all of our stations at South Metro. The guys that have retired out of here, we have a coffee cup. It's got their picture, and we hope that they come by and share a cup of coffee with us every once in a while. What's really cool, and it's front and center, is our host here, Eric Hurst. This is kind of a famous picture within South Metro, but it lives long and proud. And it was 44s. It was one of our old aircraft crash trucks. The engine and the medic at that time. Picture was taken at Centennial Airport. So kind of cool. Every firehouse, this is where all the business takes place. Ours is no different. As you can see, it's a day in the firehouse. But it really shows the difference. So on one side we have the station logo, and then on this side we have our ARF logo and Station 44. Come on into the kitchen. This kitchen's been remodeled since it was built. Came out pretty nice. But as you look around, I know that what you'll notice is there's 4 refrigerators. We have 3 shifts, so A, B, and C, and they all have their refrigerators, and there's 6 people that work here all the time. So there's a lot that goes on, but we have that 4th refrigerator. And that refrigerator has all the condiments, the ketchup, the mustard, the mayonnaise. The firefighters buy all that out of their pocket. So, it's one of those shared type items, and we pay for all that, including all the food that we eat. I think that's sometimes we don't understand. Firefighters pay for everything they eat out of their own pockets. So when they're at the grocery store shopping, they're paying for that. And we all come up with something in the morning, who's going to cook, what we're going to go get, and make that plan, whether it's brunch, lunch, dinners, all that kind of stuff, and that's all planned out, and that's what's going on in here. Come on into the different part of the office. So this is where a lot of the business end happens. There's 3 desks in here. There's not a separate desk or office for the officer in this station. We could have done that, but I felt as the captain that I want to be involved with the crews. And when we're doing computer work, I want to be close to what's going on out there, but I'll come in here and get my work done. And then if anybody else needs to come in and do some work, we have a lot of conversations in here, things like that. We have a map of the district. There's a TV up here. It's usually hooked to, and we're watching aircraft. We've got a little technical problem today, but it's not working. But usually we can see what's coming in and out of Centennial Airport at all times, and we can even listen to them if we need to. Some storage, and then we're right out to the apparatus floor. As you can tell as you walk by, no, this is not, it's something that we train on. So we have some dummies here that we can do some actual live training out there at the TV. All right, welcome to the apparatus floor. As you look around, there's a couple of things going on out here. So several years ago, we had doors painted red, and red is really the fire service kind of color anymore. So there's a lot of red. You can see that they put a logo up there, put our station, and put the flag up there. And then there's more logos as we walk around the bay. The engine sits here. You can see that Red 2 is here. And then we also have a medic in this station as we walk around. One thing you'll notice as you pan around here is, the gear racks where all the gear is has a cover over them. And that's for protection. We're pretty, aware of the things that we're being exposed to every day. So carcinogens, all that kind of stuff. So we try and protect our gear as best we can. And they have covers over them. So they do have the gear lockers there, but it's all protected. So come on over, we'll look at the engine. So this engine is about 5 years old. fairly new. At South Metro, we've been able to put the station logos on the rigs, which I think is really cool and important. It really is part of the pride of what we do. Rolling out the hard way, 44s, if you ever go to a gambling table and play some craps, you know that the hard fours. And then we have the engine, the medic, and the red. And then we have the eagle. And a lot of people will say, where did that eagle come from? Several years ago, there was a nest in the trees next to our station. And there was a bird up there, and it had babies, and it was a falcon, and got really upset when we would cook out there, right? So the smoke from the grill and things like that, and would fly around. But at the same time, other birds kind of wanted to pick on that big prey while she had babies. They picked on her so much that she flew away, and they actually got to the babies, and they ended up in the grass out there. She came back year after year, and until eventually she's found another nest. But she was there for several years. One year, she actually rode on our fire truck to training. And the chief of the department at that time called us and said, "You have a big eagle on the back of your truck." Well, we actually did as a logo on the back of the truck, and we said, "Great, Chief, thanks for telling us." When we got to training, he was absolutely right. The bird had gotten on the back of our truck and rode with us to training. So it's really kind of what we adopted. We're a 4-person staffed fire engine, 750 gallons of water in it. It's a newer rig. We're very fortunate. It gets quite a bit of use anymore. As you can see, as you kind of look out, that's what we look at. There's some fields that probably won't be there a whole lot longer. You can see that there's homes being developed, and that will eventually go away. We'll come back to the red. I know that's exciting. The medic sits on this side. This medic is probably about a year and a half old. So we're pretty fortunate, again, to have this kind of equipment here. It's a really nice ambulance to take care of the folks out there. Again, as you look around on this side, we have our ARF logo. And then as you turn around on that side, we have the station logo. So a lot of stuff is being painted in the bays. Most stations do that throughout the fire district and throughout the fire service. So this medic is a dual paramedic ambulance. So there's 2 paramedics on there, and one is a lieutenant. So and that lieutenant on there is really in charge of that unit, but also usually has a student or somebody that's getting cleared for their paramedic type stuff. We call it an FTEP clearance, but they're getting ready to be on their own. So we get a lot of students in here that are getting ready to clear. Same thing goes on the engine. It's a fairly busy fire station, so we usually have a rookie on the fire engine as one of the firefighters. So we do a lot of training, a lot goes on every day. And then on top of that, we have this beauty sitting right in the middle, and that's Red 2. Red 2 is a 1,500 gallon Oshkosh, brand new this year. We've done a fleet type apparatus video on it. This one's Red 2. We call it Shrek. I'm sure a lot of the questions, why do you have red fire trucks and then a green truck to go to the airport? And why is it called red when it's green? So years ago, the reds were kind of designated as the aircraft crash trucks, and it stuck. And I think almost every type airport has a red. They call them reds. Now, there could be a few out there that they name them what they want to name them. That's really up to them. But red seems to be the industry standard. There are some out there that are red on an airport, and then some other different colors. But we felt it important that We stayed with the tradition of the green. That seems to be more prevalent as an aircraft crash truck. We've always used the reds as the designator, and yeah, red too. Great truck. In the front of it, we've got two massive turrets. All can be controlled from the inside. What's different about this truck, and I'm sure you've watched the videos of this stuff, but the driver sits right in the middle of that truck, not on the left-hand side. So right down the middle is where he's driving from. So it takes some getting used to. It's such a big truck, we really only have about an inch on one side and an inch on the other side to get in and out of this station. It's tight, but we get it out of here and then kind of figure out where we need to go. A lot of the approach, either takeoff or landings, come right by this station. So if they are having troubles before they land, sometimes they land right in the pathway, and we're driving right by it as we head towards the airport. So it really does work out well for us. We'd love to be on the airport. Maybe that someday that might happen, who knows, but can't predict that future. But right now we have this great, big, beautiful truck to service that. All right, let's move on. Typical of the firehouses, we've got some extra hose, some air bottles, things like that. And then this side is the bedroom side. So as you come in, we've got a place to do some laundry and that kind of stuff. The firefighters came up with this, and as they clear their probations, whether it's in FTEP on the medic, right, or that they cleared a part of their rookie year, they started to sign in here. So then we put some hose in it, made it a frame, and now it's kind of a tradition that they get to come in, sign the wall. This is where they worked on their clearance from their rookie years, some of their training, some things like that. It's really grown, and I think it's really special that these people think it's that important that they're going to write their name in here and be proud of where they worked. All right, another big map of the fire district. What's unique about this firehouse, in most of our firehouses, they've gone back to one bed and they share beds. We have a bedroom for everybody. They have their own bedrooms, but as you get a look in here, there's 3 beds in there. One for A shift, one for B shift, and one for C shift. So if they are stationed here and bitted here and they don't have to move too much, they can actually make their bed, that's their locker, this is where they're at, and they don't have to tear that down. Not a huge deal, but it is kind of nice when you don't have to keep remaking your bed every day. We've gone to more of the red lights in the hall. It really does help with that night vision. And when you wake up, if you don't get blasted with the white lights, it's a little bit easier on your eyes. And what they tell us is that when you do that and you get blasted with the white lights, it takes a couple of hours really to get your full night vision back. And if you have red lights, it makes that a lot easier to get that adjustment as they start to walk out to the apparatus. So we changed that. We did some more red lights. The bedrooms all have red lights when we get alerted. So it really stops some of that night vision problems that we start to have as you just wake up and then are trying to get out of here. As you come down, again, we're pretty proud of aircraft. This is our military and some of that tribute. This is a bathroom, so one big giant bathroom. And this was kind of just remodeled, so spruced it up, cleaned it up.
And then there's a separate women's?
There is a separate women's one, absolutely. Again, the bedrooms are all pretty much the same. Some supplies. And we still are very proud of all the people that work here and the different years of going through things and the teamwork and the camaraderie and the teams that are built, and we still take pictures and put those up. Another bedroom back here. A few more military aircraft. These have all landed at Centennial Airport. Might be a little bit hard to see in here, but and then right back out to the apparatus. So it's really a big giant U, and then you can come back out onto the apparatus floor. In this bay also we have an exhaust system, so the trucks are hooked up to the exhaust system that kicks on when we start them. So we try and keep that diesel particulate out of there. An EMS supply room, so the medic has all their supplies in here. So this is taken care of by our logistics area. So they come here every couple of days and make sure that we have all the supplies in there we need. So when the ambulance, the medics guys go out and they use supplies, they just come right back here and restock. And this stays stocked all the time. So they're not having to figure out where supplies are coming from or run low or any of that kind of stuff. There's plenty of stuff in there to run for a couple of days in there. And if we start using more and more, we can always up that par level or call and get more stuff. Out back, as you look out back, there's a shed. It has all the different things that we need to take care of the lawns and some maintenance around here and riding lawnmower and, you know, trimmers and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll walk over to the equipment room and then down to the gym area. So one of the things I think is really cool that we do now is I think everybody was, as a kid, curious of what goes on in a fire station, and I was too. And I lived close to a Denver fire station when I was a kid, and thanks to Denver Fire Station 17, who refilled my bicycle tire because I'd let the air out and then go to the fire station and they'd fill it up, I get to see inside what a fire station was. We didn't have these channels and this kind of access to be able to see what happens in a fire station. So I figured it out as a kid. If I let my air out, they'll fill it up and I get to come in the firehouse. So really, thanks to those guys. But these guys are in here fixing some tools and taking care of some things. Sometimes they, you know, drop things. All right, in this fire station, our gym is in the basement, and we're fortunate that we have a basement. This has evolved over time. It wasn't always like this. It was pretty small, and there was storage down here and stuff, but now we don't have to really store things for the department, so we get to have a full-size gym. This is a really cool gym. Unfortunately for us, it's big, and as you get a look around, you can notice that we have a lot of equipment. And physical fitness is very important in the fire service, and we are able to come down here and work out at any time. One of the firefighters is down here working, but as you look around, you'll notice the vast amount of equipment that we have. This is not uncommon throughout our whole entire fire district. On top of, we have extra gyms where we can go and work out on our days off and all that kind of stuff, and the trainers and the coaches that get to help us. We're very fortunate. But the department has invested a lot into taking care of us, but we got to come down here and do the work. So we do. We come down here and do the work. You've got, you know, multiple treadmills, elliptical machines, bikes, rowers, free weights, all the things that you would need. All right, so thanks for stopping by Station 44. Pretty proud of this station and this organization. We are very blessed to be able to go out and do the things that we do and take care of others and all that kind of stuff. So with that, the next station's coming up. We're gonna let our youngest, newest rookie member pick the new station that gets to be on station Saturday. Station 40.